This is the first time that I've used DAP Rapid Fuse wood adhesive. What I was trying to do on my CNC was speed up the time from when I make my cuts to when I make my inlays to when I can do my next one. Now this particular one that I'm showing you right now requires 5 different cuts. The first cut, I cut out the grooves for the Osage orange. I also cut out the groove for this ellipse. Then I applied the Rapid Fuse glue to the Osage orange and to the ellipse. And I let that dry for 30 minutes. And I was hoping that the next step, would be kind of interesting. And I fired off my CNC again, and I cut out this hole for the ellipse and the segment holes for this purple wood that I have over here. I let that dry for 30 minutes, and I'm ready now to mount the ellipse that I just cut out over here, and that should go in this position here. I will then cut out a hole for the center point, and that should complete it. So this is the first project from start to finish that I've used this DAP Rapid Glue. I use it to mount the wood that I'm going to be using for my inlays, and so far everything seems to be working pretty good. So we'll show you what happens a little bit later on. I'm now ready for my next step. I'm going to use this Rapid Glue, and I'm going to apply it inside of the area that I need to glue. I'm being very careful on the edges, and that should be enough. Then I take my inlay and using my light adjusting tool, so that appears to be pretty decent. And even though I'm going to surface it later, I just want to make sure that I get all of the excess glue out of here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now I have to wait approximately 30 minutes for all of this to set up, and then I will use the CNC to cut out the hole for the last piece, which is the centerpiece over here, which is made out of Bacati. When I do the inlays, I always put a piece of wood on MDF or maybe iPay, and when it dries and I cut it out on the CNC, then I use the bandsaw and I slice off 0.2 or maybe 0.1875 inches of it, and that becomes my inlay. So on this particular one, you can see that I used a very nice piece of wood, and I used the Rapid Fuse again, and I applied it to the iPay and put it into a vise, and I let that sit for 30 minutes before I put it on the CNC. And then after cutting it on the bandsaw, everything is still intact, nothing moved, and so far this Rapid Fuse is not bad. Now usually with white glue I would have to wait 2 hours, maybe 3 hours before I would be confident enough to apply force with the CNC on it, otherwise it would rip it off. But so far it looks like this Rapid Fuse is doing a good job. So we'll see in a few minutes when I'm actually doing the CNC on this. Okay, here comes the moment of truth, and what we're going to do is cut out the hole on the ellipse that's going to mount that part. And we'll let this run for a little while and see if rapid fuse glue holds up. Okay, for the last step, we're going to, the hole is cut out already, so we're going to put some more of this glue in. Make sure we have it pretty tight. Put our final piece in. Wipe off the excess glue. Okay, so that gets us our basic design, and I'm all glued up. Alright, so 30 minutes from now I have my last, final, and most dangerous step where I remove everything that's proud. In other words, everything that's above the surface of the top of the box is going to be planed down. And I'm going to do that with a different bit. And there's a lot of force on that one, and we'll see how well this new rapid fuse wood adhesive from DAP does. So after oiling and everything, this is how the top's going to look. It's already sanded down, oiled. So we have purple wood, Osage orange, Bacardi, and I forgot what this is, Marlite or something like that. That's what these pieces are. And I think it's adder on the top. The only thing left to do on this is to put a couple of coats of poly on, which I will do, after 72 hours of drying with the oil. The bottom line is the DAP worked well. I was able to quickly do this in less than a day, and normally this would take me 2 days to do, and I would really concern myself about the machine because I would have to leave this on the machine during that time period. So I think DAP's a pretty good product. I'm going to use it on other projects. Excuse me, on other projects that I do as well.